tell me, and if you don't mind tilting this way a little bit, yeah, there we go. In your opinion, what is the most important thing that you think Gilbert needs to bring to that transition that he's going through right now between being inside and then out in the community now?
Well, I think anybody getting out of prison, first of all, they've got to have some kind of support system, or it's geared for failure. Prison, being released from prison is just means recidivism. If you don't have some types of hope of support system, some type of help, because you're just, it's like jumping off a merry-go-round and trying to land on your feet, you know, and for somebody that's done, you know, 20 years, 30 years, the world has changed completely. It's like stepping out onto the moon. So I know for a fact the Gilbert Trejo that I knew, you know, his attitude when he went in, there's no way that he would have been in the position he's in right now without Scott Butnick, without the people from Second Chance, without the Second Call, because there's no way that he would have landed on his feet. 38 years. That means he was 16 years old when he went to the pen. You know, so basically, if I was 16 and I did 38 years, the first thing I would want was a 1965 Chevy Impala and drop that sucker all the way, you know, so, because you're still in that area. You're still locked up in your head. You know, basically I was expecting a 16-year-old to come out, but by the grace of God, he studied. I mean, he was into books, and you know, thank God he didn't do what most inmates do and play handball and box, you know, so or lift weights. He studied, you know, and so I mean, I was amazed when he came out, and the way he was talking. I said, well, you know what? If you're serious, you know, you're gonna make it, you know, and you know, I'll do whatever I can, you know. So I seen that that the program that he was doing with the union was actually motivating him, you know, motivating him more, and so I helped him all I could, you know. I mean, he was riding a bus from from the San Fernando Valley to Los Angeles and getting there at 6:30 in the morning, you know. So I thought, wow, that's, you know, unbelievable, you know.
You know, the video that you just saw, the short version of it, they would, you know what, is it possible, because I'm getting
yeah, give me that and I'll shut up.
I'm getting
Yeah,
they place a lot of emphasis on what you might call self-knowledge.
Yeah.
In your opinion, how important is that in order to be successful coming out?
Well, the biggest. Well, let me say this. It depends on the knowledge. You know, people that come out of prison think, you know, that, like, I'm really sharp, I'm really smart, and the reality is, you know, you're dumber than a rock. You know, if you do 38 years, if you haven't been studying, you're dumber than a rock. If you do 5 years and come out, you know, and so that's how when I go and I talk in prisons, first thing I say is, you're here, get your high school diploma. You know, more than anything, get your high school diploma and start reading, because then with a little bit of knowledge, you know, it's like you start wanting better things. You know, with a little bit of knowledge, you know you can't deal drugs and get away with it.
Is that sort of what you might call street smarts, or is it a different kind of intelligence?
Okay, I gotta tell you this. Street smarts. One time, me and my daughter Danielle and my son Gilbert and Danny Boy, we were driving down the streets. They were still babies, and my daughter, I think she was about 6. She says, "You didn't go to college, huh, Dad?" And I went, "No." And so in order to defend my son said, "Dad's got street smarts." And my daughter said, Well, that means you didn't graduate and you went to the pen. So street smarts mean nothing. And when you come out here, it's common sense. It's learning about what you want to do. And Gilbert, what he wanted to do, be an electrician, and he studied math. Because that's what electrical is. If you want to be a bricklayer, you should study all that stuff in the pen. But all those trades are careers. When I came out of the pen in 1969, I had no job skills whatsoever but labor and robberies. And so thank God I had a support system though. And so they helped me to get a gardening business going, and then I got into drug and alcohol abuse, and then I counseling, and then by the grace of God I got into the movies.
Let me ask you something about, because Gilbert said something which I thought was quite profound and important, and you may have heard it there, that in prison, and perhaps even in life on the streets where he grew up, the separation of races
Unbelievable.
Was very severe, and that this union says, we don't care what race you are, we don't care what sex you are, we don't care what sexual orientation you are, we call each other brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
And so, can you give any insight about
I honestly believe that that's the only way you can live out here. It's like
when you say that's the only way, what do you mean?
well, I mean, if prejudice has to go, self has to go. You have to become. When I came out of the pen, I made a promise I would do whatever I could do for my fellow man. I say the good Lord's name every day, but just all about help. All my life since 1969 has been about helping others. That's it. That's it. Go look at my trunk. My trunk right now is full of thermal underwear and socks, because anytime I see somebody homeless, I hand them some thermal underwear and some socks. I got dog food in case they have a dog. I give them, because I love dogs, as you can see. I got 5. And so it's all about helping. Everything good that has happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else. And my life is basically a dream, because of the fact it's that Carmen stuff. You just do something good, you got something good coming back. You know what I mean? But don't expect it. You have to do things for other people and not expect any kind of reward, and they keep coming.
Yeah, because he through and goes through the apprenticeship and comes out a journeyman. I mean, it'll take some time, but he could be making 45, 50 an hour by the time the contracts go up, a pension, health benefits, 401k. I mean, talk about how important just that basic stuff is to a guy that's in his situation.
Well, let me say this. For a young man on his own that's never been to prison, 21, 22 years old, it's hard to get a job. Do you understand? Somebody graduated from high school, it's hard to get a job. College, right now, college is like, you got people working at McDonald's with degrees. So right now, with what he's got as far as the union, that's God sent. Do you understand? That's God sent. And to have a job, 6, 7 months out of prison, that's amazing. When I came out of the joint in 90, I worked at a wrecking yard. And I don't even think I was making minimum wage. I don't even know what minimum wage was. I think they were just I lived in the halfway house, but the only thing that kept me going was my support system, the people with me. I was going to AA, I was going to NA. I had a structured environment, free. I wasn't living in a half. I was living in a halfway house, but it wasn't structured.
Right. Let me ask you something. You know, they don't seem angry. They
Yeah.
don't seem bitter. They're not depressed.
Mm-hmm.
They're some of the most hopeful and positive
Yeah.
personalities and people that I've met.
I-
How do you explain that?
I think what you're seeing is the people that do have hope, the guys that are coming into the second
Second call.
call.
The guys that are coming in the second call.
Yeah, the guys that are coming into second call, they have hope. Do you understand? Guys that are coming out of the joint without any kind of support have no hope. You talk to them guys, and you'll see bitter, you'll see angry. You understand what I'm saying? God. You got to remember, in prison, there's no hope. You have no hope. It's not given to you. You have to almost fake it in your mind. No, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it. I gotta cut this shit out. Let me get some books. Let me do something to help myself instead of tele. You know what I mean? Instead of next game in the handball. So you have to be there studying that book. That's what gives you hope.
And it seems like I don't know whether you would consider it a spiritual practice
Has to.
or a spiritual development, whether God is in it or Jesus.
It doesn't matter. Spirituality is actually a higher plane of thinking. You know what I mean? That's spirituality. So if you want to call it God, you call it whatever. I got another friend. He's 30. He's 73. He's my age. And he did 37 years. He's been out 2 years. He's been working for me. And because of the hope that we have here in my house, and because of all us always helping someone else, he's always ready. Yeah, Sal, hey, come on, let's go meet with this guy's icebox. All right. He's ready. Because it's all up. You have to, man. You have to. We have been such takers for so long. Do you understand? Such takers. And until you become a giver, you don't have a chance.
The day-to-day interactions with people can be very difficult sometimes.
It's all the way you present yourself. The day-to-day action with people. It's like me. When I first got into the film industry, a guy named Eddie Bunker, who did about 25 years, right? And one of the old convict, right? One of the things he says is, Danny, you have to disarm people. Because people in prison, everything about people in prison, we have three mindsets. In prison, you have intimidate, manipulate, or fantasize. That's it. Nothing else. No, you got nowhere else. Education, you intimidate, manipulate, or fantasize. He says, you got to stop. The first thing you have to do is disarm people, because everything about you is meant to intimidate. You have to. In prison, your tattoos, your look, your stance, everything. It's about intimidation, all right? If that don't work, you'll try to manipulate. If that don't work, you'll go off into your cell and pretend you did. So I had to lose that. I literally had to say hi before anybody. Do you understand? Because guys especially, dudes are like, look at you and then puff up. And now it's up to you, am I gonna puff up too? If I don't puff up, I'm a punk, all right? So before anybody even puffs up, I go, hey, how you doing, Holmes? And it's like, now with the little celebrity I have women, oh my God, I love him. And her husband is standing right there. So the first thing I have to do is, hey, what's up, Holmes? Is say hi to her husband. You understand? Because that's the male ego. And it's like me. It's like I have no ego when it comes, hey, how are you doing, man? God bless you. And especially when it's an ex-convict. Yeah.
I mean, that's a subtle understanding of human behavior in a way.
Yeah.
That is derived from a not very subtle place, I would think. From prison, or maybe I'm reading it wrong.
No, prison is one of the most polite places in the world. You find the most polite because these are all killers. So not all, but you have two groups of people. You have predator or prey. Which one do you want to be? That's it. Which one are you going to be? And me and Gilbert discussed this. You predator, prey. So it's like being predator, you're on top of a pile of shit. Being prey, you're on the bottom. But basically it's shit. So for me, is I had to lose that predatory attitude. You understand? It's like I had to sit here. Like you got to be the one on the bus that stands up and lets the old man sit down. You've got to be that guy. You've got to be. It's amazing. It's amazing when you go through your day. And right now, like I got a little bit of money. You know what I mean? So when I'm in a restaurant and I'm eating and I see an elderly couple, and they're on a fixed income. You know what I mean? They're trying to save some money to buy their medicine. What am I talking about? I'm 73. But anyway, so I go, I'll get their bill. Shh, don't say nothing. Just get their bill. Who cares? $37. And I know that sounds like it's nothing, but boy, don't tell them I don't want, I don't know. And you do that, you feel so good inside. You know what I mean? You feel so good inside. Miracles after miracles just keep happening. Just keep happening. So.
And did you Gilbert, I know, studied some books. I don't know what he read, but I found that a lot of the guys, like you said, started reading.
Sure.
And they read about, the black guys, most of them that I've interviewed in this thing, they say Malcolm X because Malcolm X went through this transformation.
Yeah.
But that transformation you're talking about, it seems like most of the people in second call, and maybe it's self-selecting or whatever, the guys that have hope, like you said, go into second call because they feel like
they're searching for something.
Yeah, they feel like their actions might actually have an impact.
Absolutely. And you know what? I have preached long before any of these guys got out of prison. From 1969, when I was going to high schools, I knew ex-convicts and ex-convicts and guys that have been in prison. I knew to go to a high school and to talk. They have got more power than any psychologist, any teacher, anybody. Because those kids understand. I can't wait to take Gilbert to a high school. I was 17 years old, man. I was 16. I was partying hardy, man. And, I'm 55. Bang. Wow, what happened? We're partying. And so, when I talk, it's like, what I love about being a celebrity, okay, is when I walk onto a campus, I've got everybody's attention immediately, even the guys that don't like listening. Yeah, they want to hear what the guy from Con Air, the guy from Heat, the guy from Blood In, Blood Out has to say. So that's kind of cool.
Right. What piece of advice? One piece of advice, if you were going to give these guys a piece, or women that have been inside.
Do it. Well, you know what? You have caught a golden ring. Do you understand? You've got it by the tail. I said, don't let go. It's like the more you can study. The people that are trying to help you, take their advice. Listen to them. They're not becoming rich helping you. They're doing it because they feel so good, man. They feel so good. God, man, I wake up in the morning. I love waking up in the morning. I love going to bed at night. And that's a hell of a feeling when you look yourself in the mirror and you like what you see. And not just because you're as pretty as me, but just you like what you see. Like, wow, thank you, Lord, I'm doing your work.
It seems like you wake up happy because you might actually run into someone that you are going to help that day.
You know what? It's funny as I try to help somebody every day. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. Doesn't matter. I'll do something. You know what I mean? It's like my friends, the guys that are with me. Do you understand? If we're driving down the street and we see somebody moving furniture, right? We'll stop because this guy's trying to move furniture with his old lady, right? We'll stop and we'll say it from across the street because usually we're without a shirt, so it's like it's covered in tattoo. Well, from across the street, hey, you want some help? Yeah, put in, and you help him, and then he tries to hand you $20 or $10. Yeah, it's so cool, man. And you just feel so good, you feel so good about about taking that stuff out of the trailer for him or whatever. You know, that's because it's selfish, really, because by helping you, I'm gonna feel good. Do you know what I mean? And I've never known anybody to help somebody and not feel good.
I guess the best way to be selfish if you're going to be selfish.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and I only have one or two more questions, but I know you got to run. But it seems like there's some deep wisdom that you have that is the result of some tough experiences, and
Well, living is a tough experience. You know what I mean? Especially you come out of the joint and you're trying to figure out where's my place? You know, what am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing? And then you get into something like second choice. You're doing something. I mean, second call, right? God, I can't think. Second call, and you're doing something, but really for a lot of these guys, it's the first call. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these guys hadn't got a chance. I know Gilbert didn't have a chance. I know that. I know he went to the pen when he was 16 years old, 38 years. There's no way without his perseverance and this program that he would have made it. It's because you can have all that perseverance, but if you don't have a place to put it, you're gonna say, okay, well, what can I do to make some money? You know. So with the second choice, it's like he's got an avenue. I'm so proud of that dude, man. I mean it. I'm so proud of that dude. I know his dad in heaven is just prouder than hell, you know. And you know, so I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with his success. You know what I mean?
do you mind? This be sort of be the last thing, but the IBEW is the union that's taking these guys in, electrical workers. Did you have any knowledge of unions before? I mean, in your life?
Well, I belong to SAG, and that's the only union I've ever belonged to. And I got into that by accident. You know what I mean? I just got into the movies and ended up in SAG. But right now, it's like I think that's the greatest thing in the world. I think the electrical union is unbelievable. You know, I mean, everybody talks about it. I know guys that are in it. You know, I know they got mobile homes and pickup trucks and SUV, and so they must be doing something good. You know, and it's about moderation. It's about, hey, I want to buy a house. Hey, I want to do, you know, because with that union and no drugs, no alcohol, and good work ethics, sky's the limit. You know, sky's the limit.
Great, thank you, man.
Thank you, dude.